Be a light in the dark.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Discovering God with Candace. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a returning friend, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. In today's video, if you watch my Bible study video, you know that I said that I was going to do this video today because God has just been showing up. So for those of you that haven't watched my Bible study video, let me give you a little bit of context. So basically, I recently this week, I watched John Gray message. I believe it's called like Let There Be Light, like something about, it's like something like that. And then he also was just speaking about how we needed to be a light in the dark. Then I watched Sarah Jake's message, and she was also talking about being the light in the darkness. It was like, okay, God, you're speaking. I hear you. And then today, like, God wakes me up maybe like, I don't know. I really don't know what time it was. And I was just all like, oh, I'm tired. Like, he's been waking me up early all week this week. But this week, I felt like it was extra early. I'm like, what time is it? And I accidentally dozed back off, and he was like, didn't I tell you to get up? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, that was an accident. And as soon as I like kind of start trying to wake up, the lights go out, and I'm all like, oh, okay, this is why he wanted me to wake up, because he knew the lights were gonna go out. And it started raining, just like super heavy. Like, I don't remember it ever raining like this, or if it did, it's been a very, very long time. And I was just all like, oh snap, it's a, pretty heavy storm going on right now. So I get up, I have plenty of light because I used to work in the dark. I used to work overnight. So I needed to have light to see, because I would have to go into these connexes or these trailers, shipping containers, you may know them as, to go and get products. And I had to look for that in the middle of the night. So I had light. I have lots of light because when you have portable light, they go out. So I have lots of light. So I wasn't really like nervous about, oh no, I'm not gonna have light. Like, I turned it on, and I'm like, okay, God, you were waking me up to prepare me for this light going out. So what I did was, I was like, let me see how long the power is gonna go out. So I called to see, how long the power was going to be out for. The lady told me it was going to be out till 9:19. I typically do Bible study at 8 o'clock, and I was like, okay. And then I also work from home, so I'm like, I kind of need the power. If I don't have the power, I'm not going to ever do my job. So I'm just like, okay, so I'm going to be able to have power to go back to go to work, but I'm not going to have power to do my Bible study. But that's okay, I have a phone and my phone is connected. So I was like, okay. So I said, this is not going to stop the Bible study. I'm going to do the Bible study regardless. I'm just going to have to, hope that the power comes on so I can go to work. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, hey, roll with the punches. But I was just like, okay, fine. So then, if you saw the Bible study, you heard this already, but I'm just sharing this testimony with people that haven't heard it. While I'm on the phone with the lady, she says, oh, it's just been updated until like 8:29, which I'm like, okay, cool. So while I'm doing the Bible study, the power is going to come back on in the middle. I said, that doesn't really work. And I said, you know what? God's going to take care of it. God's got this. I said, power is going to come back on right before we start the Bible study. And it's crazy because Lindsay, she was like, can we meet a little bit later than normally scheduled? I'm like, oh, that's perfect. It works out well. It gives us a little bit extra time so we can start the Bible study. So I'm like, oh yeah, yes, let's do it. And she said at 8:10, because we started at 8:10 instead of 8 o'clock. I'm like, yes, perfect, fine, great. This is working out great. And even though the lady said 8:29, I'm all like, God's got this. So I started getting ready for the Bible study, and I just started preparing. As soon as I'm about to start coming over to set up all the equipment, because now I feel like I'm gonna have to do this on my phone only, the power comes on 3 minutes before we start. I was all like, God's got it. Oh, that's awesome. That made me think, honestly, sharing this with you right now made me think about a couple of things where he says, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I am just living this verse out right now. I was just obedient to honestly doing the next thing in front of me. I checked the time to see what time the light was going to come on. And I said, you know what, I'm going to trust God in this situation. And I just started doing the next thing, which was getting ready. I got dressed, I combed my hair, and then I was about to start setting up. And right when I needed to start setting up, God turned the power back on for me. He turned the lights on so we can do the study. If you just do the next step, don't worry about if the power is out right now. If you just do that next step and you go that next way, God is going to turn the lights on for you if you need it. And I know that's complete like metaphor for whatever you need in your life. Just do the next step, and what you need, God is going to provide for it. The thing that I really was even doing this video for was to let you guys know that you need to be a light in the dark. What I mean by that is, God created us to be light. Now, let me tell you, John Gray's service was so good. He touched on so many things. One thing he mentioned, and I'm giving him all the credit, and he was like, make sure, when he said it, he was all like, make sure you realize you heard it here first. So John Gray, this is coming directly from you. But he was studying out, he took us back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 4, I believe. That's what he was talking about. Or he was just honestly reading Genesis in the beginning and how God said, let there be. He mentioned in that scripture that if you go look at Genesis chapter 1, verses 4, how God, separated the light from the darkness. And he was talking about how we need to be separate from the darkness. He said that the stars were created before us, and he named the makeup of a star. Use hydrogen and all these types of different elements. I don't know all the elements. Go watch his service. He will tell you the elements. But all the elements that make up a star. He said, the same elements that make up a star make up us. He was all like, the stars were created, I believe he said day 4. Read the Bible and you can fact check it. Now, please, I'm paraphrasing. Go watch the service. It was good. But basically, after the stars were created, basically the residue of the stars was laying on top of the ground, on the earth. And he was like, God used this dirt to create us. And basically, he was implying that through his studying that he received, that we are created from the same things that stars are made of. So you are a star. He said we were seated in heavenly places. So he was just pointing to so many different things. It was so good. So basically, we're called to be a light in the dark. And if you were reading my Beatitudes, this actually confirms what it was said when God said to be the light. Now, also, Sarah Jakes was preaching on being a light in the dark. I'm telling you, go watch her service. It was so good. I'm like, God has really been speaking through this service. Through these services and just through my life this week. Connecting with God, he will really show you things and point things out. So I'm just encouraging everybody, be a light in the dark. And if you don't know how to be a light, that's totally fine. Join our Bible study. We've only read 2 books in the Bible, Genesis and Exodus. So we are going to be moving on to more chapters. But I really just wanted to encourage you guys, be the light in the dark. He is love, and he loves you. His mercy endures forever. His grace is sufficient. In your weakness, you are made strong. He will give you strength. There's so many verses that come to my mind. God is good and he loves you, and you matter. You're important. You're valuable. I encourage you to look up your name meaning. I know Lindsay said it last week in our Bible study, but this week I encourage you to look up your name meaning. See what you were created to be. See what God has called you to be. And sometimes you need a name change. God will change your name. But look up what your name meant entirely. It's really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something from it. Hit the like button if you like this video, share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to be notified every time I do post a new video. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoy your week, your day, whatever is going on since the last time you watched my video. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye. Be a light in the dark.